Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 45 of Speak on It. And no, we aren't talking about the MAGA man. We're talking about the Donovan Mitchell episode.
There
I
we
am your
go.
host,
Spider.
Spider Mitchell, even though he plays in Utah. Yo, did you see Westbrook in Rudy Gobert's career last night?
Man, Westbrook hit him with something filthy last night. Pause. Like that was a you knew like it was such a crazy dunk because afterwards he was talking like someone had madly disrespected him. Like he was like, remember that clip of him in that one Rocket series when he was yelling and it was towards like the baby section?
Oh, that is gold.
This is like 10 times that. Like I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, oh, he talking, and someone's listening. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Rudy Gobert is not the sole issue with that Jazz defense. Matter of fact, I would once say that his teammates are not doing what they're supposed to be doing in certain situations. I'm not trying to defend the Frenchman, but I'm saying he's not as terrible as everyone makes him seem.
Yeah, I think you're defending the French man. That's what it sounds like. As always, I'm your host, Danny Ocean. I am your host, Danny Ocean, always joined by the smoothest man on the planet, Losty Mix. How are you doing on this beautiful, cold Tuesday evening?
Hey man, you already know when you see this Nas fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, Losty Mix. Hey, Danny, it's a blessing to be here with you. I know today is a rough day for you, your fan base, your whole division. 50% of your division, I should say. And we're gonna speak on it. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm ready to see my team, and we're gonna talk about it later. But I'm ready to see my team play on Saturday. I noticed that the NFL scheduled both number one seeds to play on Saturday, probably because they got that week off. Makes sense. So I'm excited to see what's coming this week. But I know we're gonna get into it.
As always, this show is brought to you by goingfor2.com. Head over to goingfor2.com for all your daily fantasy needs. And speaking of going to, we are running our national Going for 2 month promotion. So from February 2nd, 2022 through February 22nd, 2022, say that 22 times fast, you can get $22 off your personal league podcast. And if you don't know what that is, the team over at Going for 2, they break down your league in an hour-long podcast, and they rank teams from worst to first. It's normally $100, but it'll be $78 for in that time period, February 2nd to February 22nd. That's $6.50 per person in a 12-man league. So if you're interested, head over to goingfor2.com/league pod. Again, that's goingfor2.com/league pod. And I know if we did that in our league, they would probably say, Danny, you are a terrible drafter. You should probably not participate next year if you appreciate the money that you work so hard for.
I think if they were in our league, they would definitely say, D, your ability to lose your first round pick 2 years in a row and still manage to win your division and have a first round bye, it's quite impressive.
It is.
We gotta get you some health and a little bit more depth going into the postseason. You'll probably have a very good chance of winning one of these years. I'm due. But
I am due as well because I got hit with a bunch of injuries too. AJ Brown, I'm looking at you. But we actually could talk about AJ Brown because we're talking about Wild Card Weekend, and we're going to talk about some NFL. So, D, what's on the slate?
So, people, today on the slate, we got a little bit of, as Danny was talking about, a little Wild Card Weekend recap. We're going to start with the AFC and then get into the NFC, and then we're going to go into the divisional round of both NFC and AFC. So, I guess let's start off in the AFC.
Let's do it.
So, the NFL playoffs kicked off. Super Wild Card Weekend, and I want to give a special shout out to Eli and Peyton. I love the Manning cast all year. I'm a big fan. I hope it comes back next year because I'm an even bigger fan. So want to start off by saying that. But we in the AFC, we saw the Bills put them pause on the Patriots. We saw the Bengals beat the Raiders. And then we saw the Chiefs beat down the Steelers. So, Danny, I'm asking you, which win was most impressive in your book?
Before we get started, think last week you and I were very excited to see Ben Roethlisberger get his ass kicked one more time in front of all of
And
America. Patty Mahomes, God
we
bless you.
told you.
Thank
We
you.
told you. He heard. He heard. He was
He
not. He was.
heard.
Come on. He was listening. He went up
He
there and
heard
ran
our humble
for the
cry. He kicked that man out of man. That was beautiful. But
Kick that
anyway,
man. Kick that man. He put his whole foot in his ass. Double
man,
the
still
score.
there.
Said, "What you think about this?"
Ben, don't even think about coming back. And I'm glad he sent him that message. But the most impressive win for me this weekend, it has to be the Bengals. They won the first playoff game in 31 years. I'm 32 years old. That is
Yeah. Yo,
like
so
that
you was
is,
not outside for the last time the Bengals won a playoff game.
I was not outside. I was
No,
still
no.
sitting, I was still sipping on mama. But yeah, for real,
Not
it's great
sipping on mama.
sipping on mama. I think
Oh
Joe
my,
Burrow, he's that dude, man.
he's
Like
good.
he was that dude at LSU for that year, and they thought it was the fluke. No, Joe Burrow, that dude.
Nah, he
And there's
good.
nothing since I mean, you got that dude.
Yeah. Although I would say that the Raiders, man, y'all shot yourselves in the foot a lot in that game.
Yes, they did.
I think the Raiders had as good a chance as anyone to pull an upset this weekend, and it just kind of seems like they just couldn't get out their own way. It seems like.
What about you? What team impressed you the most?
In the AFC, I'm going to go with the Bills. They were playing a really, really good Patriots defense, and they, oh man, from start to finish, wire to wire, they just ran them boys out the building. It was almost like the Patriots did not come to play today. The Bills, credit to them, man. They are humming on all cylinders. They're finally getting themselves a good run game going with Devin Singletary coming out of the backfield. So I like what I'm seeing out of the Bills. I think they got got a tough task having to travel back to Kansas City, especially after, that game earlier in the season. We're going to talk about that, but yeah, I like the Bills. But sticking on your point, the Bengals and the Raiders. While it was an impressive win by the Bengals, shout out Houday Nation. There was a play in the game, specifically a touchdown play where an erroneous whistle was blown. That whistle caused a lot of the Raiders defenders to kind of ease up off the gas because they had heard the whistle and obviously they thought the play was over with. The play looked over with. Joe Burrow, he looked like he stepped out of bounds, gave himself up. I think this ended up being around the margin of Irvin. Hold on. What's the origin?
Margin of error.
Aaron.
Erroneous?
No. Margin of Aaron. Aaron of margin. Margin of error.
Error. Margin of error.
Margin of error. See, look at vocabulary. Look at us, black men with degrees. Margin of error. I think this ended up being the margin of error that cost him the game. So my question to you: do you think this play was the ultimate decider of the football game, or do you think the Raiders ultimately just lost the damn game because they kept shooting themselves in the foot?
Some about the Raiders and questionable calls. I don't think, and then Raider player, the players admitted that this wasn't the play that changed the game. That they hinted to what you were saying. They shot themselves in the foot more times than not. So this play, the touchdown should not have counted. But I do not think this was the play that just put the final nail in the coffin for the Raiders. So I understand, Raiders, why you think there's a conspiracy that the league is out to get you, because I'm starting to drink that Kool-Aid a little bit myself.
No,
but
what are you talking? Yo, no.
The Raiders are, for some reason, the Raiders are always on the wrong end of a questionable call. When has a call gone the Raiders' way in a situation that mattered?
Are you saying that because of Al Davis suing the league that the Raiders are just habitually kind of screwed?
I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying if I'm a Raiders fan, I have a legit gripe with the NFL and these officials. And every team should have a gripe with the officials, because this was one of the worst officiated weekends in the history of man.
That crew that worked the Bengals and Raiders game, they're like not working another playoff game this year. They're done for the season.
I hate to say this about a brother, because a brother is the leader of that crew, but the NFL made the right decision. They just need to go ahead and come back in the fall.
You're talking about Jerome Boger is his name.
Is it Boger or Booger? I hope it's Boger, because we got enough
Boger. I think it's Boger. Yeah, his crew had a rough weekend. And I think that was, especially when it was, in front of so many eyes like that one was. And it ended up being, the margin of error as we discussed in the in the football game. So, you're gonna have a lot of people saying that, hey, this game was kind of maybe too blatantly intentionally rigged because they ended up winning by 7 or
Mhm.
so. Yeah, they're winning by 7. You guys just gave them a free 7 there. So,
I'm with you, Vegas. My third eye is open on that.
oh, my third eye's been open on Vegas, especially over the last week dealing with FanDuel and DraftKings. I'm starting to see it. Speaking of which, I'm hopeful that we'll talk about it later. I'm hopeful that Jordan Poole and Anthony Edwards lead their 2 basketball games in scoring tonight. Um, but let's talk about the divisional round in the AFC, right? So we got the
Mhm.
2 matchups now. We got the Bengals traveling to Nashville to take on the Titans on Saturday. Sunday, we got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs in prime time. That's Jim Nance. That's Tony Romo.
Yes.
What do you think of these 2 matchups, and who do you think should be on upset alert in the AFC?
So let's start with the Bengals and the Titans. I'm gonna go out and say I think the Bengals are gonna beat the Titans. I'm here, baby. 1 seed. I don't know, man. Like I said, Joe is that dude, man. Like Joe is that dude. Like if it's between Joe and Tannehill and Derrick Henry, who's coming off IR, we don't know what Derrick Henry looks like. We don't know what kind of shape Derrick Henry is in.
Mhm.
Dog, the combination of Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins versus Julio, who's been hurt, AJ Brown, who's been hurt, Derrick Henry, who's been banged up, and Tannehill. I'm here. Let's do it. Let's put Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game. I'm here for it. He's that dude. Now for the main event, Buffalo and Kansas City. Whew, this the game. This might be the Super Bowl. This the game.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be
And
a
you
good
know
one.
what? I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to take Buffalo.
It's not a bad pick.
I'm
It's
gonna
not a
we're
bad
gonna have
pick.
Buffalo Bengals in the AFC Championship game, and I don't know what to think about that. But I'm picking Buffalo right now as we sit on Tuesday night. I'm going with Buffalo.
So I'll start with the Bengals and the Titans. I think I'm actually thinking in the reverse of you, right? I think when you get Derrick Henry back and you get the real pulse of what this offense is supposed to be, hey, you can game plan however you want. It don't come down to game plans. It's can you tackle my dog?
That's
And
true.
Derrick Henry is still RB1. Respect to Jonathan Taylor, but Derrick Henry, when healthy, is RB1. He was damn near at 1,000 yards, and he had like a month and a half left in the season, maybe more. So that should tell you Derrick Henry was doing some things. I think he's going to come back healthy. I think they're gonna run the ball. I think they're gonna really, really run the ball, and I think they're gonna have success running the ball. I think that's gonna lead to some play action with AJ and Julio. Look, man, I like the Titans to defend home field advantage, pull out
Okay.
like a 27-20 type of game against the Bengals. I think their defense plays pretty well as well. To your point on the main event, Buffalo's not a crazy pick because I'm also going with the Buffalo Bills.
Roll.
I think what this Buffalo team can do. I think they're going to want straight revenge from last year's AFC Championship game, and I think a lot of Buffalo is going to have a lot about this. I know Kansas City is going to be motivated by the game earlier in the season in Kansas City, which was a pretty good game. But hey, man, I think Buffalo's going to beat them twice this year, and I think it's going to be a high scoring game. So I'm thinking this one's going to be on the side of 35-28.
Yes, sir. I'll take that. I'm so excited. Like that. This might be the best game of the year, to be
It
honest.
could be. It could be. Although this Rams Buccaneers game has the makings of what could be a very good game.
Yes.
But I do like the Bills. I know it's gonna be hard beating a good team twice, especially on the road both times. But I think what they're gonna be able to do offensively, especially the way they've been able to run the football. I like the Bills. I like the Bills to go to the AFC Championship game. And then Bills and Titans AFC Championship game. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. So now on to the other side of the bracket. Danny, I know this is going to be a little bit tough. In the NFC, we saw the straight downfall of the NFC East. and the Monday night ass kicking of the
Mm.
Arizona Cardinals. The Eagles, oh man, they lost to the Bucks 31-15. Niners went on the road to beat the Cowboys 23-17. And the Rams last night beat the Cardinals 34-11 to close out the MLK holiday. I don't know if that's the dream he was talking about, having a white quarterback beat a black one. But, Danny, what NFC wildcard win was the most impressive to you?
It's got to be the 49ers, right? The Cowboys are the only home team that lost this weekend. And in the fashion, it's wild how that works, ain't it?
Yeah.
And in the fashion in which they lost, right? A QB draw with 14 seconds left. Didn't slide early enough. You didn't know the rules. Didn't know the umpire had to spot the ball and get back in position before you could spike it. You run out of time. I mean, Jimmy G handed, like when Jimmy G threw that pick, I was like, okay, now it's time for Dallas to rise to the occasion. And I forgot who I was speaking of. And they did not rise to the occasion. Did you see Randy Gregory DDT that man, get called for the holding penalty? He was like, what do you mean I can't do that? Like, dog, Monday Night Raw was yesterday.
Yo, I think a week ago, me and you were believers of the NFC East.
Yes, we were.
And my, how nasty did that division turn out to be?
Still got two teams then.
For no damn reason. Really, for no damn reason. Y'all, both the Cowboys and the Eagles definitely own, like, their season. They stopped playing after week 17. They was done. Or week 18, I guess. They was done. They was ready. They was packing it up. Both teams was making their Cancun vacations.
That hurt. You didn't have to do that to us.
I would say that my most impressive win, I think, would have to be the LA Rams. I think
Okay.
I think when you take a good Cardinals team, albeit one that was out DeAndre Hopkins and was kind of reeling down the backstretch of the season, it is going to be kind of, looked at. It's not going to be held in the same regards as like the 49ers beat the Cowboys, but this was a good Cardinals football team. A team that I think maybe midway through the season had them being a sneaky good, maybe even Super Bowl pick. So for the Rams to just come out there and dominate on all aspects of the field, I think it was very, very impressive. Shout out Matthew Stafford for finally getting that first playoff win. Same with Odell Beckham. They got a big task ahead of them in Tampa Bay. It's a really good football team. You got to beat on the road, on the other side of the country, playing in their time zone. I like the Rams. I like the Rams. But back to the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
So this first weekend, I guess if there was one division who was on pack watch, it would be the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Buccaneers have everyone wondering if Jalen Hurts is really the QB that they need to move forward with. The Niners has everyone wondering who the fuck calls a QB draw with less than a minute left in the football game. So, Danny, as a fan of the NFC East,
yes,
as a fan who in the NFC East, which fan base between yours and the Eagles should be more upset coming out of this wild card weekend?
Can I make two quick notes?
I think I have a guess of what your answer is, but
before I get to that, though, can I get to two notes from the Cardinals Rams?
Go ahead.
Save that same energy we giving Jalen Hurts needs to be pointed at Kyler Murray because he was the number 1 overall pick and he wet the bed way more than Jalen did. So the same slander we giving to Jalen, we need to give to Kyler.
He talking now.
2, my man Humphreys on the Cardinals last night got into a little scuffle with Aaron Donald and got his helmet taken off. My guy, I understand you got to fight. Dude challenge you on the field. You got to say something, but dog, when it's Aaron Donald, you just say, my bad, big homie.
Nah, we can't act like, I know Aaron Donald is probably top 2-3 players in the league, regardless of position. But he ain't Jesus. You gotta, hold your ground, homie. Stand your ground.
Aaron Donald trains with knives. I ain't got nothing for that man.
Hey,
he willing to get stabbed at practice
with guns.
Huh?
Hey, big boy on the other side said he trained with guns. So what's up?
He got a Glock in his shoulder pad because a gun ain't going.
Hey, he put that thing on him.
He got that
keep
thing.
that
Okay,
thing.
then never mind. Then forget that. No. Back to the question about the NFC East. Is Jalen the guy? Listen, if you can get your hands on Russell Wilson
Look
or
at how
Aaron
quick they are to
Rodgers,
abandon you. What?
I,
First off,
I'm just hear me out. If you can get your hands on one of those two guys, because I do not think Deshaun Watson is going to play football next year either. I said he wasn't going to play this year, and nothing has changed. Like those allegations against Deshaun just not going to float into the atmosphere. Like something has to come out of that. Like it's just not going to go away. And if I'm Howie Roseman, I understand how much he covets quarterbacks, but you don't want that drama in Philadelphia. So if you can't get your hands on Russell Wilson, if you can't get your hands on Aaron Rodgers, then I am okay going with Jalen Hurts next year.
why do you think? Why do you got? Why are you guys? Why do you think that Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers will want to come to the Eagles?
I'm not saying they want to come. I'm just saying, well, first of all, the Eagles roster is 100 times better than what the hell the Seahawks are rolling out in these streets.
One might argue, depending on who they are.
Shit, that's an argument you're going to lose. One team was the worst in this division by a mile. The other team was in the playoffs. Granted, we got smoked, but the Eagles roster
I
is
would
100
say
times.
that one team plays in a way better and more competitive division. So of course they're going to look maybe a little bit worse. I think if you swap them with any other team in the NFC East, that team that's from the NFC East that goes over is easily going to be the worst team in that division, hands down.
One team has 3 first-round draft picks and a whole bunch of money. Now, granted, if you trade for Russell Wilson, that money is gone because it's going to him. But still, you got a team that can build around you. You got Devontae Smith, who is wide receiver 1, who will be better than CD Lamb in a couple years. Just give him some time.
Where are you getting this from?
Hey, Devontae's a beast, the Slim Reaper. But anyway, see, I've been talking so long, I forgot the question. What was the question about? Oh, what fan base should be more upset? Those bum ass Dallas Cowboys, because y'all motherfuckers was running around here pumping your chest. Dak threw 5 touchdowns against some practice squad members. Y'all was out here, oh, we back, baby. Super Bowl the bus. You're garbage. You're frauds. You're front runners. Your quarterback was out here encouraging. Mr. Blue Lives Matter was out here encouraging people throwing trash at the umpires. How dare he disrespect authority? Bums. All of them.
He was definitely. I could tell that loss hurt his soul.
It should, because he's a fraud. Put him in the USFL and the Cowboys with the other front runners. They do not deserve to be in the NFL. You won the division week 15, whatever. Y'all out here bumping your gums. We back. It's the Super Bowl. We got the best offense. We got Kellen Moore. And we got Mike McCarthy. Everything is great. And
that is what they said.
Yards.
That is what they said.
Threw for 4,000 yards.
That is what they said.
And guess what? You still got your ass whooped by a receiver / running back, and that's it. And Jimmy Garoppolo. Y'all are bums. You should be upset.
Are they still them boys?
No. They haven't been them boys since 1995.
Not 95.
How old were you in 95, D?
Shoot, I came out in 96.
Hello. So you were still sucking on the placenta, Paul, when the Cowboys were relevant.
Yeah, don't ever say sucking on the placenta at me again. Nah. Yo, what's good with you? Nah, what's good with you? Yo, man, ain't nobody else hear that. Nah, it's wild. Yo. Wow. This is a wild shit that's going on right here. Yo, what was up? What was up? Did you see that? You see that video on social media of the woman who flashed the crowd, and then the mother gets mad, and then the mother and then the crowd then throws beer on the mother?
No, where was this at?
Saw this on Twitter. It was a disgusting act. I was like, yo, y'all aren't real men. Y'all aren't real men. You know what else?
What game was that at? That sounds like some hockey stuff.
Nah, it was a football game. Might have been the Bucks game. I don't know. Or maybe it was.
I mean, they got to get a fan something to be entertained with, because the product on the field wasn't entertaining at the Bucks game.
Yeah, what happened to the Eagles? Nah, what happened? What happened to your squad? Talk to me, because a week ago you were saying y'all were going to run the ball, y'all were not going to give Tom Brady the football, y'all were going to run it down their throat, and then Y'all were going to come to Aaron's house in Green Bay and do the exact same thing. That's kind of what I remember.
Man, I forgot Devin White and Antoine Winfield walked this earth, because that's what happened. Did you watch the game?
Watch the
Like,
entire game.
Troy Aikman the entire time was like, "Yo, they are 15 yards off on Devontae Smith. Throw it to him."
And no, Troy Aikman was fed up. He was done watching.
Troy was like, I'm here, and Tony is in Dallas. Troy, he gonna have to talk with somebody. I don't know, man. Like, they dared Jalen bailing out of clean pockets, missing open receivers. That throw to Devontae in the end zone was late. Like, he doesn't have the arm strength for it. It's real spooky out here in Philadelphia. But that's okay, because Russell Wilson is on the way.
Yo, can I ask, what makes you think that Russell Wilson's on the way?
Why wouldn't he want to come to Philadelphia?
Because there's better teams out here with a little bit more, maybe.
Okay, so what team's looking for quarterbacks that have better offensive weapons? What Miami's looking for? They might try to unload to Pittsburgh. You want to go play with Corvette?
The Vikings.
I mean, yeah, if they get rid of Kirk Cousins, then yeah, that's not a bad situation.
He's going to be a valuable trade asset. Who I've heard the Vikings, I mean the Panthers might be interested in trading for Kirk Cousins, which I think would be interesting.
Dog, the Panthers are in hell. They just hopping from mid chick to mid chick. That's all they doing. They just hopping from.
They should never got a Cam Newton the first time.
Like, they just going around with a group of friends trying to see which one's the best, and they all.
Yo, you have one of the greatest, well, the epitome of one of the best mobile quarterbacks ever, and y'all couldn't win a Super Bowl in his prime because y'all ran into the Denver Broncos.
Stop by Von Miller. Man, that's sad. But yeah,
I think Kirk Cousins on the Panthers would be nice. I just don't know if he looks nice without Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen.
Derek Carr. I keep hearing, and Eagles fans keep talking about Derek Carr. What are we going to do with Derek Carr, man? Like, what you want?
Derek Carr's a good quarterback. Y'all would be in a much better position than y'all are.
Yeah, but if we're going to do it right.
What does that mean? What is it? What do you mean, do it right?
If we're going to do it, then go get someone who is elite. Because in Philadelphia, we appreciate elite quarterback play, even though we haven't had it since Nick Foles, which was crazy to say those 2 games he played. But anyway, if you're going to do it.
We only had it since 2017, and it's 2022. Clearly, y'all are used to mediocrity. Man, y'all can put some more mediocrity.
We just went to the playoffs. What are your thoughts on the NFC East? I know you've been smoking this pack for 2 days. I'm glad you didn't text me and taunt me because
NFC East. A week ago, we as Packer fans asked both of you guys to just win your damn games.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody misheard the assignment. It's like nobody heard the assignment. Yo, Dallas Cowboys, I need to know how you guys have the number 1 offense in the season for most of the season to then get to the postseason and put up that performance.
They're frauds. Come on, man.
It was like, damn, the 49ers showed up to play today. Did the Cowboys? Nah. Or y'all must have got the check from someone who told y'all what the sports betting books was. And if you did X, Y, and Z, you might get an extra, Eagles. Y'all told me, and your fan base told me, y'all was going to run the ball down Brady's throat.
Yes,
not let him touch the football.
Yes, we did.
Touchdowns. Y'all didn't get none of them.
None of them. Not until it was too late.
What do you got to say about your team?
I mean, I'm sad. I was so sad on Sunday. And then the Cowboys lost, and I felt a lot better. But, man, I get it. The Eagles weren't supposed to be there. We weren't supposed to win 5 or 6 games. But, man, you go into the playoffs. You think you can actually win. And I thought we could actually win.
Why did you root against the Cowboys in that instance?
Have you met the Cowboys? They're the most arrogant fans on earth. But luckily, Cowboy fans, for you, Yankee spring training starts soon, so you can start cheering for them because that's what they do. They're just a bunch of They cheer for the most popular team in the world.
And don't forget, Cowboys fans, your jean shorts are still going to be useful, especially up in that area. So
That's
keep those.
right. Put them jorts away for another couple months in your Flint 13s, and guess what, baby? You be right back at it.
Hey, people sleep on the jorts.
And they
I think
should.
people, I think people sleep on the jorts because they're
You
comfortable.
walk you walk around in your John Cena's.
I got a pair or two or three.
Speaking of John Cena, I know this is completely off topic. I watched the first episode of Peacemaker today. That was a really good show.
Oh, really? All right. I'm all right. I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna tap in then.
They released 3 episodes. I watched episode 1 today, and it's hilarious.
All
Like
right.
I'm told.
I'm gonna tap in then. I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna tap in. Word to Sweetie. Hey, Sweetie. I'm gonna send you some ice flakes too. Now stop before I get myself in trouble. I'm gonna send you 2 ice flakes. All right. So in the divisional round, the NFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have the Packers hosting the Niners on
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, and the Bucks hosting the Rams on Sunday afternoon. So, give me your thoughts on these two matchups, and who do you think should be on upset alert in the NFC?
So let's start with your Packers, right? I know you are very, very nervous about this 49ers team because they can do the one thing that you guys suck at, and that's run the ball. Do you know the weather in Green Bay this weekend by any chance? I know here in Virginia we're supposed to get
It is
snowstorm after
going
snow.
to be very cold.
Like what's very cold? Well, I know Green Bay cold and Virginia cold are two different animals.
Hold on, I'll look it up real quick. It is
Like
going to. Supposed to be 22 degrees, the high. The low supposed to be -1.
who wants to live in that? Like people live in that?
Supposed to be snow showers.
So yeah, listen. I understand your concern, but I would not be concerned at all. Like you guys have the greatest quarterback, not named Tom Brady. Well, you have the most talented quarterback in the league. I'm not. It's going to be close. It's going to be close like that Dallas game. The difference is Aaron Rodgers scores on that last drive and doesn't run a QB sneak with 14 seconds left because he's smarter than that.
What were the Cowboys thinking?
I don't know, man. Here's another thing about that. You guys keep telling me that Kellen Moore is this genius. Like every time the Cowboys lose, it's Mike McCarthy's fault, but every time they win, it's Kellen Moore. No. If Kellen Moore is this genius that y'all keep telling me he is, then he got to take the rap for calling the QB draw with 14 seconds left with no timeouts.
Sounds like the Cowboys felt good about that play call.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy was like, yeah, the analytics say do that. And I was like, you need to fire your analytics guy before you leave the stadium. Because I have never, like in the history, even since like analytics has taken such a major part in this game, I have never seen any team with no timeouts and 14 seconds to go call it QB draw up the middle. I've never seen that.
You heard Tony Romo. He was like, oh, no. He knew.
Yeah,
He knew.
like, and then again, the fact that they tried to spot the ball themselves instead of giving it to the umpire. Like, no. Kellen Moore is not the man y'all told me he is.
Oh, man. Just thinking about it, that was just bad basketball all around. And you just hate to see, I mean, not basketball. That was bad football all around. Bad time management by the Cowboys. And you can tell they don't really work on that as much as they probably need to. What do I think of these two matchups?
I know you're nervous. I'm excited for Bucks and Rams, though. That's going to be really, really
Bucks
fun.
And Rams are going to be a very good game. I think the way the Rams are really starting to run the ball, I think is going to give Tampa Bay some fits. I think Tampa Bay is going to catch up to them some of these injuries that they have. I know, they have, they're without AB. They're obviously without Chris Godwin. Tristan Wirfs might be, sounds like it might be a long shot for him to go. I think, defensively for the Bucks, when they played earlier, the Rams gave them a lot of fits, and I think a lot of the same is going to happen. I don't know if they have a good matchup for Cooper Kupp. If it's a good matchup for, OBJ, you got Cam Akers coming out of the backfield. And then, defensively for the Rams, I mean, you got Aaron Donald who's getting after Tom Brady.
Oh, scary.
and Von Miller, who's getting after Tom Brady, and Tom's maybe without Leonard Fournette, who might be back or not. Rojo might be back, but man, they need
Let
Chris
me,
Godwin. Um,
let me tell you something. If Wirfs isn't playing, Von Miller is going to feast.
yeah,
And
he's
Jalen's
definitely
going to
gonna.
be on
He's,
Mike Evans.
yep.
Like if Tristan
I mean, then
Wirfs is
you're gonna put or you can put Jalen on Gronkowski and maybe put someone else, maybe a bigger body corner against Mike Evans. So
yeah,
I think they're gonna have some options, and I think it's gonna put the Ford. I mean, yeah, it's gonna put the Bucks in interesting situations, and I think that's
who
ultimately
wins
gonna
that
play it.
game?
I like the Rams. I like the Rams by 7. I
Okay.
like the Rams by 7. To the other side of the bracket, where a team that I love, team that cheer on every single Sunday, a team that I know can win a Super Bowl if they just get to the damn place. The Green Bay Packers. They play the San Francisco 49ers Saturday. What do I think about this game? Lord, carry me now. That is what I think about this game. I don't listen. The 49ers, they run the ball well, and their defensive line has been playing better this last month or so. We played them early in the season. I don't expect the same 49ers team to be showing up, but I also don't expect the same Packers team to be showing up. Um, Now, while they do run the ball well, we got Aaron beeping Rodgers.
That's right.
So I like the Packers by 14.
That's right. Talk your spit. That's what we here for.
I like the Packers
I'm
by
with
14.
you.
I like
You've
the Packers
convinced
by
me that the Rams are going to win, and I think the Green Bay Packers are going to win. And we're going to get LA versus Green Bay in Lambeau, and Matt Stafford going to have to exercise some ghosts because he done got his ass kicked in Lambeau his whole career.
Oh yeah, it's for the Rams. They'll be looking. What I think is going to happen is they're going to be looking to go to an NFC. I mean, playing the Super Bowl in their home stadium because the Super Bowl's in LA, and I think for
Mhm.
Green Bay, hey baby, we come to do. Yo, the Packers mess around and go to the Super Bowl. I don't know, man. I might be on some crazy shit that weekend.
You know what we should do if the Packers make the Super Bowl? We should just have a live stream of you just watching the game.
Nah, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. I might do some crazy shit. Nah, I might do some crazy shit if they go to the Super Bowl. Like I might go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
I might
Dang.
listen.
Where you
I would
work
try to
at, fam, and you can just drop bread to go to get Super Bowl tickets.
fam. I'd find some Super Bowl tickets. Someone's selling some Super Bowl tickets. I don't care where I
They
gotta sit.
hiring? Who are these spam bots in the chat? Who are y'all? What is this?
VUM NGO.
Hey, dog. I think you're looking
They
for you porn because you in the wrong chat. I don't know what that
not you
means.
porn. Not you porn. Not you porn. Yo, okay. I do think the Packers are going to win. I do think the Rams are going to win. I think the Titans are going to win. You say you think the Bengals are going to win. We both think the Bills are going to win. This is probably the best weekend in football across all sports. I mean, across
Yes.
all levels. This is probably the best matchups you're going to get outside the really good matchups throughout the season. So everyone's paying attention. It's going to be a good weekend. Hey, Packers, come on, baby. Let's.
You know what? Complete random thought. For me, it's like round one of the NBA playoffs, second round of the NFL playoffs, and then the first weekend of March Madness are like my favorite 3 weekends in sports.
I actually like the second round of the NBA playoffs more than the first round.
Really?
Because
Like
listen, because the first round is when you get all the sweeps. That's when you get
yeah,
the nasty sweeps. I don't want to see that.
there's something about watching basketball from noon to midnight nonstop because there's so many games. I thoroughly enjoy that. Because the
Nah,
first round of the playoffs is the only time you get without
constant
NBA
basketball.
League Pass, like you get basketball from noon to midnight.
That's true. Okay, now I see what you're saying. I still don't. I mean, I still think the level of the basketball being played is some more likely for blowouts. But I see what you're saying. You are getting more bang for your buck that weekend because they have to pump out a lot of games. But plus, you have this playoff play-in tournament. So I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. Speaking of the NBA, So a week ago, it was all good in the Eastern Conference for the Chicago Bulls, right? They had a firm grasp of the number one seed. They had their big three with Vooch, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. Now, 7 days later, Zach LaVine's got a small knee tweaks. He's scheduled to miss some time. Now the Bulls only have a half game lead on the Miami Heat for the best record in the Eastern Conference. So, Danny, is it on us? Do we need to start discussing the Heat among the elite teams in the East? Or are the Heat and the Bulls on fraud alert for a team like the Sixers, the Nets, the Bucks?
I am in the latter group. I think the Bulls and the Heat are just keeping the seats warm for when Brooklyn and Milwaukee show up. I know Milwaukee lost last night ugly in Atlanta. I watched that game, just straight dishonored MLK, but Atlanta won because it's MLK Day. He's from Atlanta, but
Come on now, they got to put on.
they got to put on. And by the way, NBA, bring back those MLK jerseys for Atlanta with the gold trim because those things are fire.
They
Bring
were
them
nice.
out of retirement. Keep
That
them
was the
everywhere.
Wakanda vibes. That was big
Yeah,
Wakanda energy back
golden
then.
jersey. And bring
Yo,
back
no,
silk
you
jerseys while we're
brands,
at it.
y'all not slick either with all that back in your Wakanda heydays. I saw a lot of you brands out here trying to act like you from Wakanda. Nah, you Wakanda crazy, are you? That's what I want to figure out. What the hell wrong with some of y'all brands? Y'all was out here putting the Wakanda forever. Man, you sell baby powder. Get out of here. Nah,
I
but
will
go
say
ahead. Yeah.
the Bulls have been like the flirting with the one seed all year, so I'm going to give them their respect and their credit. I just think when Kyrie, KD, and James Harden hit that floor, like if I'm the Nets, I don't want home court advantage because that means I get Kyrie 4 games out of 7. But when
You
that
mean
time
3 games out
comes,
of 7.
huh?
You mean you don't get Kyrie 4 games out of 7 if they have home field advantage. I get what you're saying.
Right. If I'm in the East, like if I'm the Bulls, in the back of my mind, I know KD, Kyrie, and Harden are on the way. And that scares me. Giannis is on the way. Even though they lost last night, well, Giannis got blocked a couple times, but Giannis is still here. Joel Embiid would be the MVP of the league if he were not the 6th seed in the East right now, because that's how much he's balling. But
He's
for
also
me,
missed some time too, so I think that played a little bit of a factor in the MVP race. Yo, my MVP race: Jokic, Embiid, Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron.
I can live with that. Let's see. We keep giving me
Although the
MVP.
Lakers are a 3-pack of fucking ass. I don't even know if my guy Bronny Bron.
Can you give Jokic? Because Jokic is 6, like the Nuggets are 6 in the West, and the Sixers are 6 in the East. If that's the case, then give me Joel.
Okay, I can. I mean, yo, Westbrook won an MVP as a 6 or 7 seed.
Oh,
So
he broke an amazing record. Would you be inclined to throw Ja Morant in this conversation?
oh, absolutely, he's been playing at an all NBA level. Forget All Star. He's playing at an all NBA level. That guy's really good at basketball.
Yes, he is.
Really, really good at basketball.
Let me see. Who else? Who else? The Suns are at top of the West again. We really don't hear a lot about the Suns. It's like they just go about their business. It's like we don't take the Suns seriously again.
I think it's because like with the Suns, like we know they're good, we know they're very talented, but it's like, okay, what else can you guys give me?
That's true.
Like you guys have made it to the finals, so clearly you guys are the class of the West. Can you take that extra hump and win it? And they're benefiting because the West is kind of some buns right now. If you look across the landscape, the East is very much better than the West this year, which is funny. So I don't know. It's also like a lot of people think when Golden State's healthy, they're still kind of the team to beat. Obviously, when the Lakers are healthy and clicking, they might be a little bit better. Although I don't know if I believe that. So who knows?
Yeah, you should.
Yo, let me ask you something. Does Mike McCarthy deserve to be fired from the Cowboys after that?
My question to Cowboy fans about does Mike McCarthy deserve to be fired is, what did you expect out of Mike McCarthy?
Well, he won the Super Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Like Mike McCarthy has had a history of mismanaging the clock, making extremely questionable calls. Like all that just came to a head Sunday. Like I don't know what you expect out of Mike McCarthy, but this is the Mike McCarthy experience in
You
all its
expect
glory.
wins.
Huh?
You expect wins. That's all it
Oh,
matters.
but the Cowboys do not have Aaron Rodgers under center. So this is as good as it gets with Mike McCarthy as with Dak as your quarterback. If you can get Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay into Dallas with Devontae Adams, and hell yeah, you'll win the Super Bowl. But this is a Mike McCarthy experience. I don't understand why they're so confused. It was going to happen one way or the other.
Nah, eventually I think Dallas has to right some of these wrongs. They can't be in they can't be on this many side of losing games for forever.
The Cowboys deserve to be locked in the hottest part of hell for all eternity.
Yo, do you think OBJ was a better QB yesterday than Baker Mayfield on that touchdown pass he threw?
The two people on this pod are better quarterbacks than Baker Mayfield.
Yo, I was watching the clip earlier today. Shout out to Aditi Kukabwala because she does a great job covering both the Steelers and the Browns for the NFL Network. This is a previous clip for her, and she was talking about how the Browns run a rhythm and timing offense. So if you see, so Baker essentially knows where to go with the football all the time, and so if you see a receiver open, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the right place to go. And I was watching this, and I was just like, who released this information? This doesn't tell me nothing other than Odell's daddy was right.
Odell's daddy was right. And Juice Landry, low key, was tweeting diamonds last night when Odell was shining. Don't you think Juice not trying to think of a way to get out of
Oh
there?
man. Let me tell you something. Odell's dad did more than just free Odell. He exposed Baker Mayfield for what he is. Very, very average.
And it's sad, right? Because we've said before, like if Baker was taken 28th overall or in the second or third round, we would
We'd
think
be
he's a
looked at
success
Matt
story.
differently. A lot of people would be looking at him like a steal, and they wouldn't be so hard on him. But because he went number one overall, there's a whole lot of pressure on him.
And a lot of people don't like him. I like Baker as a person. He seems kind of cool.
He
He's just
does
not
seem
good at
cool.
football.
I mean, he'll be selling insurance here soon. Yo, let me ask you something about trades. So when it comes to trades, do you think a team wins a trade by consistent play by the players that are traded, or do they win the trade by simply winning a championship shortly after the trade was made?
If the person you traded for is a key component to you winning a title, that's the correct answer.
So in a case like the Lakers and the Wizards, do you think the Lakers and the Pelicans? Do you think the Lakers won the trade for Anthony Davis?
Yes, because Anthony Davis played a vital role in them winning a championship. Like the Mavericks traded for Jason Kidd, and shortly thereafter, Jason Kidd was a key component of them winning a title. The Mavericks won that trade. I don't even know where Jason Kidd came from. Like Anthony Davis.
So
Go ahead.
what about a trade like a I'll give you another successful one. The Spurs and the Raptors. The Raptors won that trade, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They would never sniff a title if Masai didn't go for Kawhi. The Raptors won that trade.
And I think they probably had a good chance of re-signing him too, because he was probably just like, all right, well, I guess since we won a championship, I'll come back.
Like
Yeah.
that was the greatest gamble in all of sports, getting Kawhi on a 1-year rental and then winning a championship. Granted, KD had to blow his knee out, and then Clay's Achilles ruptured. Was that the same finals? Both of them got hurt. I know KD got ruptured his Achilles.
Yeah, they
Clay,
both
was
got
that
hurt.
Clay's knee or was that Clay's Achilles? That was his knee, because in his
That was his
Achilles.
knee, and then he hurt his Achilles rehabbing or coming
Yeah.
back.
So
So where do you put the Raptors and Clippers trade for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard?
I mean, the Clippers have had more success. If you want to call the second round of the playoff success, the Raptors really haven't done much since. They're playing a lot better now. Fred VanVleet is playing at an all NBA level, all star level, not all NBA. I mean, I think the Raptors thought Pascal was going to evolve into a borderline superstar, and I don't think that's happened. And I think that was a misjudgment on their end.
Why is everyone so hard on Pascal? I think he's a very good second option, which I think
Yeah.
that's I think that's who he is.
I think they thought he was going to turn into a borderline elite first option, but I am with you. He is a great second option and he is a great defender. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like you get paid handsomely in the NBA for that. But I think that they thought after playing with Kawhi in that finals and the outing that he had that, hey, maybe he could be the guy. Like maybe on the same tier as a Donovan Mitchell. Because he's not going to be like a Giannis, right? Like he's going to be a step down.
But there's only a handful or so guys that are like in that class. You know, you got your Steph, KD, Giannis, LeBron, Harden,
Luka.
Luka. You know, now you
Like
start having to think.
I think they thought Pascal Siakam's going to be kind of like a Jimmy Butler.
It took some time for Jimmy to work on his game, but I could potentially see it. I mean, he's got to
listen,
stop spinning and start developing some post moves.
I don't think there are many people in NBA who have the worth ethic of Jimmy Butler.
That's
no disrespect to Pascal, but like Jimmy Butler,
he gets to it. Now he gets to it. Now he gets to it. Yeah,
What's
I'm
up,
with
Kyle?
you. I think what's up, Kyle? I think winning a championship is definitely the measuring of which a trade should actually be judged. So I think if no one wins a chip, then really there was no winner, and you guys are just hoping for good business next time. We talked about earlier. The Chiefs sent Big Ben home packing. Now we sitting here with that Steelers pack in the air. Is there anything specifically you want to let ring? Go ahead and speak on it.
I said everything I had to say last week. Kansas City held a retirement party for Big Ben in Kansas City, and they kicked his ass out the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Don't come back. We don't want to see you.
We don't
want to hear from you. We don't care what you think.
Deuces.
You're going in the Hall of Fame. We know that. But we don't. There's not another Sunday.
Is Big Ben the first ballot Hall of Famer?
They'll give him first ballot.
I think he's more second or third team, but
it depends on who is in his class. But he won 2 Super Bowls. He never had a losing season in Pittsburgh, right? Like allegations aside, he has the first ballot Hall of Fame resume. He's going to get in on the first try. I don't want to hear from him until then, and I just want his speech to be thank you and get off the stage. That's it. We don't have to. There's not another Sunday that we have to go through where Big Ben or Eli Manning throws a pass in professional football. God is good. I'm gonna put a little extra something in my tithes and offering this week to thank him for that.
Oh my goodness. Yo, so you're saying we might see a Blake Bortles pass before an Eli Manning or Ben Roethlisberger?
Hey, sign me up. We don't have to watch Eli or Ben Roth. That whole class.
Blake Bortles be out there kind of swaggy sometimes too.
No, he don't. Nah.
Y'all hating on Blake Bortles because he be working on construction in his free time.
He a project manager.
Yeah, most definitely. Yo, Dakota Prescott was outperformed by Jimmy G. Thoughts?
I'll say this. This is the only thing I'll say. The man's name is Dakota. Like, what do you want?
It's disappointing, isn't it? This was the NFC East game. I thought the NFC East was going to win for sure.
When have you ever known? Have you ever met a man named Dakota?
Yeah.
What do you remember about this man named Dakota?
Oh, well, they were both white, so I haven't met a brother named Dakota yet. So if there's any brothers named Dakota, holla at me because
I knew one brother named Dakota in high school. He's a pretty cool dude, but that's beside the point. A man named Dakota will not win a Super Bowl. That's not how this works.
Can you hit me on that correlation there?
I don't make the rules. I just know that dudes named Dakota don't win Super Bowls. What's the most outlandish name to ever win a Super Bowl? Tom? Ben? Eli? Doug?
It's gotta be something recently.
Oh, you've had other Patriots, Eagles. That was Nick Foles. Last year was Tom. Year before that, Peyton might be the most, the name that no one,
Actually, I can't remember. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that. I have to look
Joe.
into it. Might be Joe. Yo, did you see that an underwater volcano erupted and started a tsunami?
Oh, I know the West Coast is on tsunami
Tsunami
warning, but
alert.
I did not know why. I thought it was an earthquake. I did not know it
And
was an underwater
that's why
volcano.
it was an underwater volcano that erupted, and the shock waves or whatever started as tsunami. Um, prayers to everyone, and hopefully nothing happens. But boy, when I saw the video of the thing actually exploding from like satellite images, I said, "Man, we living on Earth with this shit."
Can you send me the
How?
link to that? I had no idea.
Yeah, I got you. I got you off mic. I got you.
Okay.
It's wild. But I was like, man, we live on Earth with some of this shit. How? My guy Kyle, he's in the chat. He said Dak was outperformed by the fans throwing their water bottles. At least one guy in the audience probably had the best arm in the stadium.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and I don't think it was number 4 from Dallas who had the best arm in that stadium, because while there was some receivers dropping passes, there was also some quarterback who just couldn't get it to the receiver sometimes. So it's kind of nasty.
And hopefully, and this is for CD Lamb because I like CD Lamb because I wanted CD Lamb to be an Eagle. My man, please stop wiping your nose after every first down. It's corny. It looks gross. We live in a world where that's not fun. Like he does a little, like, hey
Yeah,
man,
you think he's got to revamp it next year?
he's got to do something. I don't know, man. But that wiping your nose, I don't know, man. That's got to stop.
That's funny. That is actually really funny. You sound like the get off my lawn old head.
I am the get off my lawn, old head. I'm
Oh,
bald.
oh
I'm
yeah, that's why
old.
you old. That's
My
your
blood
type of
pressure
vibe.
high.
Yeah, that's your type of vibe. Yo, let the people know where they can find you, man, on social media.
You can find me on Twitter throwing off this slander at MadAds14. We having fun over here. We cracking jokes. I
You
tweeted
already,
some gems yesterday, and
yo,
none of them went viral.
you was talking yesterday. I could tell you was trying to get some shit off.
That MLK tweet was gold, and
Yo,
it
I
didn't work.
almost brought back one of my favorite pictures ever in black and white with like Michael Martin Luther King and other people, and then in the top left corner is my boy Justin Herbert, J Herbo, J Herbo. Respect this white man.
I think my
Respect
favorite
this white
MLK quote is him with the gold fronts.
man. Yo, what about the Vegas picture of the two dudes swapping shirts, the jersey swap with shirts? Oh man. Yo, people, make sure you follow the kid at Los Demix. It's LOSDEEMIX on Instagram and Twitter. We're gonna be cleaning down. We're gonna be cleaning some things down. We're gonna get some videos up for y'all in the morning so y'all can make sure y'all get the visuals. Make sure y'all go follow us on IG and on Twitter at speakonit_pod. So hey, we working over here and we speaking on it. Talk to him.
Peace.
Peace.